The first day of the 2010 Bournemouth Air Festival started with a splash when 4 members of the Princess of Wales Royal Regiment parachute display team, the Tigers, leapt from their light aircraft. Team members had to use a water landing technique due to strong winds, but they still managed to impress the crowds as they seemed to stop just above the surface of the water before releasing their parachutes and were then collected by waiting boats. The pace and the noise picked up as the Blades display team burst into action. The 3 ex-Red Arrows pilots took everyone's breath away as they performed their routine, which included new manoeuvres for 2010. The propeller-powered stunt planes seemed to defy the laws of physics as they spiralled and performed stall turns and even hung vertically in the sky. Next up was the Royal Navy Black Cats helicopter display team, who performed a tightly orchestrated show of their combat skills and capabilities. The helicopters at times appeared close enough to touch each other. Then the Battle of Britain Memorial flight stole the show. It was a moving sight for the crowd, and all eyes were skybound as a literal piece of history flew above. The Spitfire then broke away to put on a display of its own, once again stirring the hearts of those in the crowd. It then rejoined formation with the Lancaster before performing several flypasts across the bay, which demonstrated the might that held strong during the Battle of Britain.
Which crashed close to Assisi in Italy.
Then one of the highlights of the show, the Breitling Wingwalkers took to the air in a stunning display.
Environmentally friendly on Dina. Every time they pass in front of you, not because they're going to do something completely different. This is Flying Circus at its very best. Now just imagine...
Hearts were in mouths as the Wingwalkers touched and even held hands as the plane flew across the seafront. Don't miss Friday's Daily Echo for 8 pages of Air Festival coverage, and keep your mouse clicking on bournemouthecho.co.uk for all the latest information.
On those stomach and back muscles, absolutely amazing. If in doubt, go down there on the beach, get a couple of chairs, put your head on one side.
The opening day of the 2010 Bournemouth Air Festival ended with a twist as nighttime flypasts and displays entered the programme of events. The Parachute Regiment Freefall team, the Red Devils, started the entertainment after several flypasts to test the drop conditions due to strong winds. But the elite team of Paras put on a breathtaking display as they suddenly dropped the last few hundred feet at breakneck speeds before stepping onto the beach and even waving at the crowds. Next to burst onto the seafront at an even more breakneck pace was Misdemeanor. The Hawker Hunter jet was originally built for the Royal Air Force in 1956, but later in its life she was restored at Bournemouth Airport by Heritage Aviation Developments. The Rolls-Royce turbojet fighter aircraft, piloted by her owner Jonathan Worley, tore around the bay displaying her amazing and very unique colours. Then as dusk fell upon those who had waited patiently, their reward came in truly stunning style as the Swift Glider team performed an enchanting series of manoeuvres, lighting up the sky with flares that provided a fireworks display of immense beauty.
day that Winston Churchill made his famous speech paying tribute to the few who fought in the Battle of Britain. And on day 2 of the Bournemouth Air Festival, the Red Arrows marked their first appearance with moves that paid tribute to the bravery of Spitfire and Hurricane pilots. Although the weather saw many displays toned down, the crowd still turned out to watch on a blustery afternoon. Also marking the 70th anniversary was the Battle of Britain memorial flight, which swooped majestically over the seafront to applause from the crowds. Despite the challenging weather, the majority of the flying programme took place, with only the Tigers parachute team and the Vampire plane unable to take part. The afternoon began with displays from the Tutor, Tucano and Hawk, before the Battle of Britain memorial flight stole the show. It was then the turn of the King Air before a solo display from one of the Black Cats helicopter team. Although it couldn't show off its full set of moves, the bright orange Royal Netherlands Air Force F-16 was again a big crowd pleaser as its deafening roar hit the seafront. The wind didn't put off the brave Breitling wingwalkers, while the blades provided some daring manoeuvres before the Cap 232 showed what aerobatic flying is all about. Another treat for the ears came in the form of the multicoloured misdemeanor Hunter jet, before the Red Arrows zoomed in with their red, white and blue trails. There's 8 pages of coverage in Saturday's Daily Echo and lots to see at bournemouthecho.co.uk across the weekend. The weather again played havoc with the flying displays on the 4th and final day of Bournemouth Air Festival. After Saturday was almost completely washed out by the weather, the final day was also severely disrupted. The wingwalkers, who were not originally scheduled for Sunday, returned to kick off the day before the Royal Marines were finally able to do a full beach assault. The crowds then had to sit and wait as the RAF Tutor flew over but was unable to display. It was then almost 2 hours before the Black Cats helicopter team could do the same thing. It was not looking good for the programme as low cloud and rain made conditions impossible. After another wait, the skies cleared, and one of the Red Bull Matadors was able to take to the skies to perform a full display. That was followed by the Pitts duo, before the Cap 232 managed to pull off some incredible manoeuvres despite the conditions. After the Red Arrows made the tough decision to cancel their display, the one and only jet to fly, the misdemeanor Hunter jet, roared across the seafront before the programme had to be ended, with no improvement in the weather looking likely. Despite the reduced displays, punters made the most of the weekend and still flocked to the seafront, determined to enjoy the day. There are 8 pages of coverage in Monday's Daily Echo, and keep checking bournemouthecho.co.uk for more.